Okay, so I've been stretching my ears for over 3 years now. I've tried tapers, 3 different dead stretching kits, and clearly managed to make it a lot harder than it actually had to be. But now I'm in the final stretch, literally. I am finally graduating from this stretching kit. I feel like the 10mm jewelry was always just sitting in my kit laughing at me and mocking me because it was taking me so long to get to the size. For the last time, this is what my ears look like right now. I'm at 9.5 and I'm stretching up to 10mm or 00 today. Right now, I'm not letting it go anymore. I have my trusty, my tried and true, my favorite lobe love. Let's start with the right ear. It's really funny because throughout my entire relationship with my husband, he's had stretched ears and he has been at a 00. When we first met, I had no intention of stretching my ears. And like throughout our relationship, I had no intention of stretching my ears. I randomly just decided to do it 3 years ago. And I'm really grateful that I did. I like love the way that they look. I love all the jewelry that I have for it now. So I just put a bunch of the lobe love on my very final 10mm. And I'm just going to pop it in. Dead stretching is so simple, y'all. I could not recommend it enough. I've talked about it a million times through this process. I'll link the kit down below if you want it to be the easiest stretching process you can imagine, but that is what it looks like. We're at 10mm. Well, one of them. Let me do the other one before I get too excited. Same thing, I'm just going to lube up my ear for the last time, at least for right now. I don't have any plan on stretching up for the time being, but for right now, there it goes. Why is it kind of sad? I'm so excited. Okay, I'm not sad at all. It's just funny when things end, like I get very nostalgic and like emotional, but I'm very happy this process is over with. Reflecting on the past 3 years of my life, I have been stretching, or at least thinking of it, planning for it, having something to work towards. Now that I am at this size, I have always wanted to get like a second piercing here. So I might get like a second hole or something, or I've always wanted like a tragus. I just have big ears. I feel like I need to dress them up a little bit. The plan is now to leave my dead stretching plugs in while they just continue to heal at this size. So probably about 2 more weeks. And then after that, I'm just gonna have fun with all the jewelry that I have. I just kind of want to finish off this video talking about my overall experience. I really didn't have any significant issues with stretching. There was maybe one time where I tried to stretch up and it didn't work, so I just had to put it off a couple more weeks. But aside from that, I experienced no issues when it comes to like blowouts or any tears or even any pain when it comes to stretching. Initially, when I started this whole journey, I had purchased tapers, just a random kit off of Amazon. I didn't do a ton of research before jumping into this. I just knew that if you're stretching your ears, people usually use tapers. And it wasn't until a couple of stretches and doing a little bit more research that I learned about dead stretching. I tried 3 different dead stretching kits. I had one surgical steel from Stretch It Body Jewelry, and then I had 2 glass kits. One of them was from Arctic Buffalo, and then my last glass kit that I had was from Stretch It Body Jewelry. I had the exact experience with no issues using surgical steel as well as with the glass. The surgical steel is just a little bit like colder. It kind of retains temperature a little bit more, especially in like the winter months. I didn't notice any significant difference between stretching. It's just like the feeling of it, I guess. Another major thing that was important for me in my process was doing 0.5 increment jumps. Traditional stretching kits jump, some of them, like multiple millimeters. For example, the notably like very difficult ones are from 2 gauge to 0 gauge because it's a 6mm to 8mm jump. And then 0 to 00 is traditionally really hard because it goes from 8mm to 10mm. I never had that experience because the kit that I have, they made it really simple, easy to follow, and it was consistently going up in 0.5 increments, not even thinking about gauge sizes. You're not gonna find something that's like a 6.5mm jewelry. That is just a tool so that it helps you with stretching and not risking getting any blowouts, not hurting your ears or causing any tears, because that's going to set you back so far having to wait for it to heal. And you don't want that butthole looking ear where you push it through the back and then you have ugly ears. You don't want ugly ears. So I couldn't recommend using 0.5 increments enough. It did take me a really long time. My mentality on it was, if I'm gonna have my ears stretched, I don't really care how long it takes for me to get there. I didn't mind being smaller. It was just like a part of the process. So take your time with stretching up. Don't force yourself to go up to the next size faster than you're ready to. And if you really want to be sure that you are taking your time and not causing any trauma, unnecessary trauma to your ears, get a kit that goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments. But that's basically all I have for today. This is probably the last time you'll hear me talking about ear stretching for a little bit at least. Thank you to everyone who was commenting throughout the process and giving me updates about your own ear stretching journey. I would also love to know if you've reached your goal or if you're still on that journey. Let me know in the comments down below. That's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you in my next one.